Hello friends, and welcome back to the must-have lot series. Today we are tackling the world of Inniscreen. Inniscreen is the world that comes with the Enchanted by Nature pack, which is the world that has fairies in it. This is genuinely one of my favorite worlds. I think it's really lovely, and I think it's really nice how all of the neighborhoods kind of have their own vibe and aesthetic. Before we get started, I do want to say that real simmers built the lots that come in the world by default, and the lots are stunning. So my replacements are not to negate the beautiful lots that they already have, but just to highlight some other really stunning lots that are on the gallery. But we're gonna go neighborhood by neighborhood, and I'm gonna start down in the coast of Adhmor. The coast of Adhmor is kind of the downtown area of the world, and these Sims that live here do not like fairies, but they love gnomes. So our first lot is actually gonna be a redo of the Gnome Exhibit, and this lot is by this person here. I will have everything linked in the description, but I have no idea how to say this name, so it'll be there for you, and you can obviously see it on the screen now. I don't usually go for museums in the must-have lot series, but I really loved the gnome museum that was here. I thought it was very cute and on brand, and I just love the way that this one looks and all of the colors that it has. Starting on the bottom floor, you enter right here where, of course, there is a gnome welcome mat. They've kind of got what I imagine are welcome brochures and a little corkboard that has upcoming events and things of the nature. And what I do like about this one is it's not just gnomes, so they do include a lot of other museum things, as well as a lot of gnomes. So we have this whole gnome room in here. I think it's so fun and cute. My favorite part of this build, however, is this. This is like a separate map thing, and then they size down and put these little gnomes in here on the map. I don't know why I thought that was so precious, but I think it is adorable. We've got a little office space right here that I imagine belongs to the museum curator. And then if you head up the stairs that are back in the entryway, we've kind of got a little landing space. And then at the very top of the tower, we have a small little art space that you can come have your Sims paint at. This lot also has a lot happening outside. We've got a little pond where your Sims can fish. We've even got some little toddler play items. They have an outdoor bathroom back here as well as a little swing set. And they also have a few different food stalls set up around the area. I especially love these two that are gnome themed. I just thought this lot was so cute and fun, and it fits in so well with the general downtown area. Our next lot in this area is Adhmor Street by Ionico Sims. This lot is actually on the gallery as a karaoke bar, but it is so much more than that. As you can kind of see, there's several little businesses happening along the strip. I'm just gonna zoom out though so you can see how well it meshes into the rest of the downtown world. You almost can't tell it apart, and I love that so much. It fits really well on this particular lot where the starter home usually goes, because there's other little shopping areas right over here. But starting all the way over on the left, on this first side, we actually have a little thrift store section. Moving over, they have the boba tea. So I do think that you can swap this over to the thrift tea if you wanted to. And then they also have on the very far right a little cafe and bakery area, which is super, super cute. Heading upstairs, we actually have a small apartment. So honestly, if I had businesses and hobbies, I would run this as a small business just so the Sims would do more of the things. But right here on the center door in between the thrift and the boba shop, there's a hallway with some stairs. And if you head down those stairs a couple of times, you get to the secret fairy karaoke bar. I mean, it's obviously not specifically for fairies, but I feel like it's decorated for fairies. So it almost feels like a little speakeasy karaoke bar for the fairies, if you will, because they're not widely accepted in this neighborhood. So it'd be really cute if the fairies that lived here use this as their little meetup space. We've got a really cute bathroom section over here, which is not something I usually say. If you've ever watched me build, you actually will know that I am not a fan of bathrooms, but then you see people do stuff like this that's a little out of the ordinary. And then I wonder if maybe I'm just kind of boring, and that's okay because this is so pretty with the mirrors and the sinks and everything. We also have a little gaming section over here, and then just a cute little lounge and bar section back here. And then if you go all the way to the back, we have private karaoke rooms if you did not want to sing karaoke in front of everybody. I just love this lot so much. I'm curious to see. So like I said, it's set up as a karaoke bar, but can I turn it into a thrift tea without having to change anything? Oh, you can. Yep, they already have everything you need for thrift tea. What about a cafe? Also have everything you need for a cafe. So you have options here. I bet you could also change it to a bar. Oh my God, you can. Lounge? So close. Or they just need a musical instrument and then you could have a lounge. But that being said, you can tell how many different lot types you could change this to. And I, for one, love a multifunctional lot, but I'll put it back as the karaoke bar for now. Those are the only lots that I replaced in the Coast of Adhmore because I decided not to replace lots where townies already lived because I feel like me, a lot of you don't love to replace townie homes. So now we're gonna hop over to Sprucederry Grove. Sprucederry Grove is kind of a middle ground world, so it's not as not accepting as the fairies as the Coast of Adhmore, but it's not as like fairy friendly as EVERDEW, which is like the fairy area of the world, and we'll visit that one next. But it's just like for the people who love nature, who want to be outside in nature, and as you can see from our little sky view, everything is very naturey here. Our first lot that we're going to be looking at here is the Fern and Frond Wading Pond by SakuraLeon. This is actually on the 64 by 64 lot, so this lot is huge. And I do have a sim here with us, which is not the norm, but there's a lot of the VFX effect boxes here. I'll go into build mode really fast so you can see them. But all of these boxes you can see in build mode and you cannot see them in live mode. So in live mode, it will actually be tadpoles. It will actually be ducks, that kind of thing. So it just kind of makes it feel very alive, but it's also a lot to look at in build mode. So we're gonna go back to live mode. I'm gonna give the lot a second to kind of spawn in all of the things. You're greeted with this cute little sign, and then we have this adorable little dirt path all the way through. You can go over this little bridge. I actually don't know if your Sims can walk over this. Maybe we should test it. But they can walk around, so it's not a big deal. But we've got like the geese, and down here you can see fish swimming around. We've also got a cute little family of duckies. But like more importantly than the aesthetic stuff, we do have a little apothecary station over here. We've got a cute little bonfire area where your Sims can hang out. There's also a few fairy houses sprinkled around, so you could essentially have your fairies live at the park if you wanted to. They also included some debug items that will be functional, like spruce can be summoned from this. And then this is a rock that you can travel with if you have some fairy dust, and that is also functional here. We've got a cute little picnic area where they have the little gnome stall and some bathrooms back here as well. And if you go around the pond, we have the cutest little playground that you ever saw. I love the way that this is set up. It is so adorable. And then of course, we've got a little area for chess and another bathroom here. I adore this park. Oh yeah, and the garden, how could I forget? And they have the garden that has all of the specialty plants. So if you're having trouble finding those, you can come here, and you can also have your Sim practice their gardening skill here. But I thought this was like the best part. It's actually one of the reasons that I was like, yes, this is officially a must-have lot. Obviously, it's stunning outside of that, but I just really loved this addition a lot. Okay, I would like to see if she can walk over this bridge. Okay, I don't think she can because she's gonna make a circle around. That doesn't really matter to me. There's a path right here, so that's fine by me, but just know your Sims actually cannot go over this little bridge right here. For the aesthetic, I'll take it. Like, oh, she's so cute. I love the way that this looks. This lot just makes me so happy. It's my favorite park I think I've ever seen. Our next lot is the Fairy Library by, I believe, lvfiedler is this gallery name. Once again, I've copy pasted it into the description. This lot is a library, but I love all of the terraforming and stuff that they did here. Also, the VFX are in this lot as well, so you'll see all of these little things. And those will actually be things in live mode. They've also included the little apothecary stand here. We've got a little telescope and an easel out on the porch, so a few skill building items. And then the actual library is quite small, but I don't really mind that. I kind of like a quaint library, especially for this world. We've got some chests in here. We've got a cute little seating area where you can read in this kind of sunroom vibe. They've included a bonsai tree. We've got a woodworking station. There are some desk spaces and some desk with computers over here. So if you wanted to like have your Sims do some work here, you could. And then actually the story below that is another little area where we've got some books and a little apothecary stall, as well as our bathrooms. So it's technically 2 stories. So it's this story and this story, and then it's the roof. I just thought it was so cute. You can also have your Sims fish here, I'm pretty certain. If not, you can just grab the fishing sign. If you just search fish from the gallery, you can find this little fishing allowed sign and just plop it in here, and then your Sims will be able to fish. They may have one down already. I'm just not seeing it. Oh, here's one. Here's like a fishing allowed sign. But also, like, I think the roof on this is what makes it so cute to me. All the greenery and stuff that they added. Oh, I love this one. I think she's so cute. Next up in this neighborhood is the Gringle's Music Bar by Lily Sum. This is a bar type lot, and oh my god, this one like blows me away. I just think the overgrown on the roof is so nice to have on these lots. It's just so pretty. I love that we've got some little fairy houses included out here. We've got a little woodworking station. The casket throws me off a little bit, but like I kind of vibe with the casket. I can't lie to you. We also have some of the specialty plants sprinkled throughout the lot, so you can grab those from here too if you needed to, as well as a few little dining areas where you can eat outside and a little cute bench over here. In the actual bar, I feel like they kind of kept the same layout. Maybe it's more of a redo on the original bar, but I really liked the original bar, so that doesn't bother me much. It's a completely different color scheme, but the layout is quite similar shape-wise on the inside. So you walk in, we've kind of got like a little entryway space. And then if you keep going back, we've got some little dining. We have the large bar in the back. They added in some like gaming tables and chess. We also have a piano over here. I don't know if they had a piano in the original or not. Over to this side, we have bathrooms. And then back the other way, we have a little area where you can have your Sims perform. We've got a cute little fire area. And then they have kind of a green room over here where they can just sit and enjoy nature. In the back of this lot, we do have one of the new swing sets. And they also included a couple of the new outhouses that we got with one of the events, and your Sims can woohoo in those. So I do think that those are a nice little addition. But my favorite part is the exterior, like the rounded out roofs and then all of the clutter on top. I just think it's absolutely stunning. And then moving over to my favorite area, the neighborhood of EVERDEW. The neighborhood of EVERDEW is the most fairy core area of the world. It has the little water where you can actually have your Sims turn into a fairy, as well as this little fairy hub here where you can find a lot of fairies hovering around. And starting with my favorite lot type, we have the Inniscreen. They had a bit of a typo, but I'm gonna go with Innisgreen. I did copy it like this, so if you're looking for it, it is spelled like this on my description. But it's a plant cafe by JeniJenfred, which is a cafe lot type, which if you've ever seen any of these, you know is my favorite lot type, and I pretty much try to include it in every single must-have lot. Look at how stunning this one is. It fits so well on this lot too, like it just really blends in quite nicely. Outside, there's a small little gazebo that you can have your Sims have their little coffees at. We've got some plant areas. I love that it feels very indoor-outdoor. Like there's a lot of places to sit and enjoy your coffee or your croissants outside. We've got a swing set, and then in this other building, it's mostly a garden area. So you've got some flower arranging. You can plant flowers in here if you wanted. And then in the back main building is the actual cafe space. So you walk in and are met with this cute little entryway space. And then we have the actual cafe room where you can order your beverages. Moving through here, we have like a greenhouse area where they can enjoy their little coffees. And then at the back, we have our bathrooms. Also outside, they have several of the VFX effects, so they're all sprinkled around here. I love how naturey and natural it feels. I love the use of the string lights. The general color scheme is just so up my alley, and I just think this cafe is so cute. Next up, we have one of my favorite lots. This is called the Enchanted Bistro, and it is by TheWizardRyn. This is a restaurant lot, but like, oh my god, it's so fairy core. The crystals, I love like the purple and blue color scheme they have going on here. I love that it's an outdoor bar situation, and most of the actual dining is also outside, so it's all kind of sprinkled throughout here, and the plants are what give you your privacy. It's just so pretty. You can find the host stand here under the gazebo, and then you can just eat out amongst the garden and the flowers. Oh, it's so pretty. Moving into the actual building, on the very bottom floor, they have just a cute little cozy seating area, as well as our bathroom spaces. There's 3 right here. And then you can also find the stairs to get up to the next story inside, or there are stairs that come from outside. So there's a couple of different ways to get around. And then up here is where our actual staff work. So we've got the busing station for the servers, and we have the kitchen here as well. They did also include a little apothecary table, so you could have your Sims come practice here if you wanted to. And then there's also a tiny little office for who I imagine is the restaurant owner. But that's the entire interior. So I was actually mistaken. All of the dining happens outside. So hopefully you don't come on a bad weather day. They did include the little stump that you can get spruced from, as well as a swing set and some fairy houses sprinkled around. I just love this lot. I really like the way it looks from the outside, and it fits in so well with this little area. And last but certainly not least, we have an enchanted fairy home. This is a 2-bed, 1-bath home, and it's built on the treehouse lot. The treehouse lot is genuinely one of my favorite lots in the entire game. And this is the only residential house I included in this must-have lot episode today. But there weren't actually that many lots to work with if I wanted to include things like cafes and restaurants. And I've got to tell you, this was so hard to pick a lot for, because there are a ton of beautiful homes built on this lot specifically. But this one just really spoke to me. I really liked the coloring of it. I kind of liked the brown roof because it felt more tree-y to me. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is the reason I picked it. Or not the only reason, but a lot of the reason. Another thing I really like about this lot specifically is how whimsical it feels. So they do the stone paths, but then they kind of have these little paths around the stone paths that kind of curve and dip and just give the lot a little bit more of a whimsical vibe to it. They also included like the little pond and tons of mushrooms. It's just so stunning. I really, really like this one. There's fairy houses on all of the patios, so you can have fairies live here, so you could have much more than 2 Sims. But let's start here on this very bottom door. If you walk through that, you're met with this living room. I am obsessed with like this bright and airy color scheme. I really, really love it. And like the clutter, it's perfect. It's so fairy core. We've got a little chest and desk area in here, and then a little bathroom through there. If you keep going, we have like I guess another entryway kind of vibe, because these 2 doors lead to the outside. This one leads into what kind of feels like a greenhouse area. The creator just has it cluttered with a lot of cute plants, but I feel like if you wanted to swap it out for real garden planters, you absolutely could. And then this side leads out to just this cute little patio area where there is also a telescope. Heading up these stairs, we were met with our small little quaint kitchen, which is so adorable. And then we have one of our 2 bedrooms in here. They even have their own little patio space that they can get down to the garden from. They have a bathroom off of their room. And then we've got another kind of hallway area that leads to this large outside patio where there is woodworking. They have the apothecary table down here, and then just some general patio seating. That's also where you can find one of the 2 fairy houses, and the other fairy house can be found on this patio off of that bedroom. And then at the very top, we just kind of have a cute little storage space. If you are playing with fairies, you could put functional things up here, because you could just have them fly up here, but I don't think there is technically a way to access it via walking. But the instantly fly here is basically a teleport option that's not cheating. I will say, I thought it said 2 bedrooms, but maybe I was mistaken, because I only see 1 bedroom. However, I think you could count it as 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom if you want to get technical and you're playing with fairies. So I won't let that bother me too much. But that is all of the lots for Inniscreen. I'm going to hide my face cam and show you where everything is placed down in case you want to replicate exactly what I have. Starting in the coast of Adhmor, we have the Gnome Exhibit where the normal gnome museum is placed. And then we have the karaoke bar at Adhmor Street here where the starter home usually goes. Moving up to Sprucedерry Grove, we have the Fern and Frond waiting pond where there's usually a pretty empty lot. We have the fairy library here and Gringle's music bar here. And then in the world of EVERDEW, we have the cafe, the bistro, and the residential fairy home. And I was wrong, it's 1 bed, 2 bath, so I had it backwards. But I hope you guys enjoyed Must Have for Inniscreen. The last world that we have to do as of now is the one that comes with Adventure 08. So let me know if you have any specific ideas for that one or any getaways that you'd specifically like to see there. Also, let me know if you have any other ideas for the Must Have Lot series in general once we have finished all of the worlds. If you'd maybe like to see Must Have cafes or Must Have restaurants or something of that sort. I'd like to give a special shout out to my YouTube channel members. Thank you guys so much for the extra support. It really means the world to me. If you'd also like to become a channel member, you can find the link in the description. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.